Alright guys, it's that time of the year already, or it's either this time or else it's the beginning of the year. It's time to do the update video, the annual one. I either usually do it New Year's Eve or I do it New Year's Day. This year I'm going to kind of work on doing it the day before New Year's Eve, do some mild editing and try to stick one or two video samples up there if I get the chance and it's relevant, but I'm not going to use a script or anything. I'm also have a cold. Keep that in mind. Of course, it's that time of the year. It's the winter where I live in PA. But yeah, it's time for an update video. One thing I will say is I'll do a zoom around and probably stick it up here. It's not going to be a smooth zoom around, but I redid my spare room, and I'm going to be using that as my studio for recording and going over certain things. Probably like smaller audio things, smaller CRTs. I want to finally go over some more AV stuff, show maybe some CD players, show off some receivers, some vintage AV receivers if I can get a hold of them. Whether you like it or not, 90s receivers can be good and be vintage. There's a weird thing working in the audio world, which, as of the moment, I'm working at a stereo shop. Some old dudes don't want to admit that anything in the 90s was good, or anything that has any kind of AV was any good, but it can be. And that's also relevant for the channel. So, next year, because there's no way I'm going to be pumping out one of those videos before the end of this, we're going to go over some AV receivers I have from the 90s. I do have two from the 80s. I'm probably going to get a third one soon for relatively cheap. Unfortunately, two that I have both have issues. I'm going to try to clean them up or possibly do a project video if I can make the space and find a way to do it. But yeah, there's that. Let me go over some of the stuff we did do this year. I did get my goal out of making at least one video a month, which that's pretty cool. One or two of them didn't end up as good as I wanted. Also, Floof, come here. My cat's getting near the camera, so I'm trying to get her to get away, because she bumps the tripod to get my attention sometimes. Not too bad. Come here, Floof. Say hi to everybody. There's my helper. Yeah, of course, don't look at the camera. But yeah, this is Floof, my helper. But yeah, we did video once a month. For the YouTube channel, which is the only one I really have any crazy goals, I did want to get 1,000 subscribers, which I'll be transparent with you guys. The part of the reason for that goal is then I can do some community and monetization stuff. I'm not looking to monetize it fully. I just want to monetize it a little bit so that way I can help pay for me getting certain things and working on certain things. I have no intent on trying to make $1 million and make this my primary job. So I'll be transparent with that. I'm hoping to get that. The other goal that YouTube has to get monetization is also get 4,000 watch hours within a year or something like that. I don't know. The shorts thing I'm probably not going to work on. You have to pump out like a ridiculous amount of shorts and get a ridiculous amount of views for that to make sense. Also, some of the stuff I want to go over, I don't think it quite makes sense for what I want to do. So probably don't expect any short videos, maybe one or two if I make them. They're not going to be a primary focus of this channel. Another thing I do want to say is, as far as this YouTube channel goes, we're not going to be talking about the other platforms just yet. I do want to do some live streams of me working on some Sony stuff or just going over stuff in my collection or catalog. I don't have a set schedule for that, and I'll get to that in a little bit why. But yeah, I figured if I go through like my Walkman collection so far that I've got, or maybe some PlayStation collections, some PlayStation magazines, I think that'd be neat, because I do have a bunch of the official PlayStation magazine. I don't have the full catalog, which, man, I really wish I did. Oh, one more thing before we do go forward. More than one of you have asked me to review the Plasma Sony TV I got a hold of. I do intend on doing that. I pushed that aside for now just because I have a messed up knee. I've dislocated my knee 4 times, my right one, and I have a hernia, a hiatal hernia. So basically what happened was a third of my stomach got pushed up through my diaphragm and was pushing up here. They had to kind of tuck it back down and then put a mesh to hold it temporarily in place. But that can still just pop up from too much pressure. It has popped up a little bit this year, so I'm going to avoid any kind of heavy lifting like that on my own. And those things are heavy. Trinitrons I can manage a little bit just because of the weight distribution and size. It's easy to grip on them. That thing I cannot grip onto my own and move. So that video is postponed until hopefully the spring. I can get a friend or someone to help me move it around, because I would want to show you guys the back of it just to show kind of how it works. So I'll try to get a photo of that, stick it in the corner, and remember to do that so you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, keep in mind, I'm going to work on that for those who have asked. It's just getting the space and the assistance to do so. Alright, so on to the next thing in my personal life. I got news my boss is retiring, so the details aren't set in stone, but he wants to start retiring next year. He's going to try to hire me over to a fella that's going to buy part of his business. And if that's the case, then I'll be working a full-time job at regular schedule, most likely, and then maybe some overtime. Things shouldn't be too crazy with my schedule. I'll still be able to make videos. I don't think I'll be working like crazy weekends or anything. But until I find that out, there's no way I'm going to schedule any kind of streams or anything regularly. I'll just have to go with what I can do for now until that's solidified, because, I mean, I can't make a living without that. So as far as the other social media platforms go, Twitter/X, which Elon Musk bought it, and I'm not so happy with some of the stuff. Multiple people aren't. I also just haven't been using it more, but I can't log into the Sonyphile accounts I did make for Twitter/X, and I can't make an account with the username Sonyphile because someone in 2013 made it. I tried messaging them to see if they're still active at all, and they're not, I assume, and I just want to get the username. I don't think it's going to happen, so anything on that platform is pretty much ignored for now. The Facebook stuff and the Instagram stuff, and now Threads, which they made that just this year. I did make a platform on that, so I'll post my stuff regularly on that, between original content and then stuff in my collection and whatnot. I hope you guys do like the photos that I do take. I'm going to see about next year if I get that job, budgeting a better camera, better camcorder, so that way things look nicer. That is one of the goals for next year, depending on finances, if I can do it or not. Most other socials and stuff, I'm probably not going to dive into at the moment, just because I have such limited time, and then making sure everything posts. I don't have finances to open a website. One buddy of mine suggested a website. I just don't see in the cards at the moment, financially, and I don't think it's needed at the moment. But, if you guys like any of those platforms or anything, let me know. No Blue Sky invite. I don't think there's much more I can think of to talk about as far as the social media platforms and posts go. That pretty much covers it. Nothing too crazy this year except for a new platform, and less activity on one. So, I've been wanting to review finals and Sony turntables and stuff, but I don't have any vinyls or records that have music that won't get me copyright struck. I'm hoping next year I'll be able to budget Dan Mason albums, and so let me use his music, and I won't have any issues. And then if I am able to get one of those, I'll start going over the turntables that I do pick up and do have. Most of them are like cheap 90s ones that I've picked up locally. I haven't really been searching online because of budgetary reasons, so most of the stuff I've been looking for has just been local the last year or so. With a few exceptions for certain things I just will never find this area if I can find out a good deal. But yeah, if I can get that, expect turntable videos, expect me working on simple repairs for turntable videos again. Expect that down the road. I might do a speaker marathon video next year as well. That just depends on if I can get all the space. I have a bunch of cheap Sony speakers from usually boomboxes and stuff that are just all together. I don't know if all of them work. I need to sort them regardless of if I make the video or not, so I'm probably going to do a giant video palooza about. But, hopefully you guys like that. I will continue Trinitron videos. I have a few that I haven't done. You guys have seen the storage update video possibly. If you know, then you know. If you're local and you're interested in one or two, we can discuss something. Right now I'm just trying to avoid people that are trying to get them off of me for free and then take them to Arizona or something and resell them for $500, which is insane to me still. I think that sums up most of my plans. Not much super crazy happened this year. It was much better than last year for me personally, but, I think going forward, things are going to go okay. I think we can meet some of those goals. I'll probably stick to the goal of at least one video a month throughout 2024. Going forward, I can't think of much more to say, guys. I'm tired, I have a cold. I do thank you all. We had a big influx this year of subscribers and followers on different platforms, so that's cool. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I know a decent chunk of you come for Trinitron stuff. Some of you guys come for random stuff. The one Super Audio CD video I made about ripping them, that did well. That performed well. I will probably do some follow-up Super Audio CD videos as I get stuff and as I think of content to do. My plan is eventually with some of these formats to do like a big, good video on them, not on like a certain model or like a distinct thing. I had a plan for that, but that kind of fell through because I didn't have the space and a proper way to record it. So, but yeah, I do hope you guys have a good time. I hope you have a happy New Year's by the time you watch this. If you watch it after, welcome into 2024. I'm about to run out of camera battery, so I just want to say thanks, everyone. It's been a good time. I do enjoy having you guys, and I do enjoy doing this. I guess it's just farewell for now, and then hopes the next year will be as good as this one, or better, at least minimum. I don't know. Alright, take care, guys. Stay safe wherever you are, what time of day it is, what time of night, wherever you are. I do thank you, and then bye for now.